Hello, my beautiful souls. It's Tasha back for another YouTube video. I have been slacking tremendously on content. I've just been so incredibly busy and have had zero time to do anything. So, with that being said, this is going to be a cleaning video, so just bear with me. Hey guys, Tasha, just a little bit later. No, this isn't a cleaning video. It was going to be a cleaning video, and then I got caught off guard talking about things that I wanted to say, and it ended up being too long. So stay tuned for a cleaning video because it's coming up soon too. Sorry guys. Say a few things before I got into it. Yeah, I have some videos in mind that I'm going to be filming, possibly a few this weekend, but I've just had zero time for anything. And I've been dealing with an ear infection that doesn't seem to want to go away. Hello, Toby. Plus still healing from surgery. So it's just been fantastic because I'm so ready to get outside, do workouts outside, play with the kids outside, do things outside. I just want to say a few things that have just been on my mind. For starters, I'm not going to get fully into, I could have a whole video on this, but I just want to say the bullying today and age, this day and age, whatever, is absolutely terrible. Like, it's sad, it's scary, it's terrible, and I'm not gonna fully blame parents for it, but at the end of the day, if we're teaching our kids to be kind to one another, to uplift one another, does that mean that they're always going to be nice to everybody? No, I mean, everybody is their own person. However, if you're teaching them to do these things, and there's consequences if they're not, if they're being nasty to people, then, you know, there's a bigger possibility of them breaking out of that. And sometimes if they're deep bullying, like threatening people or hurting people, then maybe you should take bigger measures. I have saw way too many bullying things. My kids as well have been bullied. Toby, get your butt out of my face. Goodness. And it just makes me really sad. I've worked really hard on teaching my kids to, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. Two wrongs don't make a right, so if somebody's being mean to you, being mean to them back isn't gonna make you feel any better. Obviously, defend yourself if somebody's physically harming you and nothing's being done about it. And if somebody's being mean to you and saying nasty things, then their life they must be in a rougher, they must be sadder than you are. They must have a rougher life than you do for them to want to hurt somebody else's feelings so bad. So I've just done a hardcore, like, telling my kids these things and reminding them their worth and what brilliant and beautiful people they're going to become. And, you know, in 10 years, 15 years when they graduate, well, Dominic only has 4.5 more years, 4 years, these people are going to be in your past and they're not going to be around, and there's always going to be nasty, negative people. But at the end of the day, if we're teaching our kids, it starts with the parents and it starts with at home. And if you're teaching your kids to be kind and to do what's right, and, you know, giving them consequences if they are acting poorly to other people, if they see you treating an adult or talking badly about an adult, then they're just going to pick up on those actions. If they see negativity, they're going to pick up on that. And we just need to teach our kids what's right, because the world's already scary enough and bad enough, and we just need positivity in the world. So that being said, the next thing I want to talk about, like I said, I could have a whole video on that, but I'm just gonna keep it short and sweet in this video. What else I wanted to say was, my biggest pet peeve in life, is people complaining about their life, whether it's a job or a relationship or a friend that they're complaining about, or fitness, working out, losing weight, like getting more in shape. Okay, for one, those are things that you can change. there's things in life that you can't always change, like maybe the way your face looks, or maybe the way your jaw is, or maybe there's things that you can't physically, mentally, whatever, change. You just can't. But then there's things that happen, like your car breaking down. That's things that you can't change. I mean, it just happens. It's just a part of life. Something breaks in your house or your car, or you get sick. Like, there's just things that you can't prevent and that are unpreventable. And those things we need to learn. You need to learn to let go. I struggled for years with getting anxiety and just letting all of that stuff affect me, when in reality, what good is that going to do? That's just going to make me in a worse state of mind, and that's not going to help the situation at all. So I've done really good. I don't know why, a light just clicked, and telling myself, like, it's something I can't control, it's out of my control, and I just need to trust God. And rely my faith in Him, and what's meant to be will be, and stuff like that. So I've done really good with not letting that stuff stress me out as much. Like, there's things that are out of my control. However, there's things that are in your control. If you're very unhappy in a relationship, and maybe you've already said something to your significant other, then you need to take further steps, because your happiness is key. You get one life, and it is very short if you really think about it. Like, I'm already almost 30 years old. My oldest kid is almost an adult. You get one life to live, and it's very short. Time flies by, and you shouldn't have to live it unhappy. Your kids, if your reasoning why you're staying is because of your kids, okay, well, they need to see mom or dad happy too. So that's something you can change. If you haven't said anything to them, then you definitely need to. Why haven't you said anything? Why are you scared to say something? Like, you shouldn't be scared to talk to your significant other about issues. I've been in a relationship like that. I get it. I've been there, but now that I have left that relationship, and I'm with, married to an amazing man now that I can communicate with and talk to and vent to, it's just such a great feeling, and that's something every relationship and marriage should have. Not saying that mine's perfect. We still argue, and he still irritates the shit out of me some days. But for the most part, we have a pretty stable, good marriage. Also with job, if you're not happy with the job that you're at, life, again, is too short. Obviously, nobody wants to go to work. Everybody wants to live this luxury life, but that's just not the way the cookie crumbles. Sometimes we do things just to better our families, and that's great too. But if you're not, say you're making $9 an hour, and it's just, you're unhappy there, you're only making $9 an hour, why are you not making a change? Or why are you not trying to make a change? Why are you not trying to better your life? Because happiness is everything. If you come home unhappy every day, then everybody else that's going to just rub off on everybody else. Friendship, negative friends. You say something to them like, I can't handle the negativity, and then, or you just keep letting it go. You can only let things go for so long. Unless you are very strong and have broad shoulders, you're going to, that negativity that they are passing off is going to pass off on you, and then that's just going to put you in a crappy mood for no reason when they're the ones being negative. So to just eliminate and erase those feelings, that out of your life. Again, your choice. You can put yourself in a position to revolve around you what you want to be around you. Do you want positivity? Do you want sunshine? Do you want darkness? Do you want, it's all your choice. It's in your hands. Every choice you make in life is one step from changing you as a person, as your happiness, in general. And fitness, okay, this is where it kills me. I see people post all the time, like, okay, well, this is how I looked before kids, and then I had kids, and now it's just acceptable. You can tell that they're not happy with the way that they look, but they're accepting it because they had kids, or they're married, or that's just what married life does to you. And that is just complete bullshit. I mean, everybody's body's different. I get it. Everybody reacts different. I have had different stages in my life where I've been too underweight, then I packed on like 30 pounds of an unhealthy weight, and now I'm like just happy with where I'm at. But at the end of the day, if you really want a change, like your body was that small before, okay, then the probability is your hips change, your boobs change, everything changes when you have kids. But if you really want something, eating out 3 days a week, 4 days a week, how many ever days, and eating, not getting salads or not getting healthier options, like you're complaining about it, and then you post on social media pictures of you eating, I don't even know, the greasiest thing on the menu with margaritas or alcohol in general, numerous days a week, you're not going to get your goals. You're making reasons why you look that way. You're overweight, having issues losing weight because you're making these poor choices in life. If you really want to change, you're going to find a way to do it. You're not going to make excuses on time. You're not going to make excuses. You can wake up 30 minutes earlier. You can stay awake 30 minutes later. You can involve your kids. You can change your eating habits. You can incorporate working out, doing a workout while you're making dinner. There's so many different things that you can do. And if you're posting constantly on social media like, oh man, I was so small back then, or oh man, like I gained so much weight, and then and then the next day you're posting like, oh, well, I'm out at Applebee's eating this and this and this with the most sugary alcohol beverage on the menu. Well, yeah, that is why you're not getting anywhere. Stop. If you're okay with how you look, then that's fantastic. But don't post complaining about it and then the next day post the reasons why you're not hitting goals. Also, so many people they want overnight changes. Well, there's not overnight changes. The fact of the matter is I sometimes splurge more times than one time a week. Sometimes I drink wine a few times a week. But I've worked 3.5 years to be at where I'm at. I have muscle buildup. Me taking the last, I still have muscle, and I haven't worked out in almost 4 weeks because I had surgery. But my body, I've worked my ass off for the last 3.5 years, so my body has gained muscle, and it's not just gonna snap and go away overnight. It took me a long ass time to get the muscle that I have, to get to where I'm at, and I'm still striving for my goals and wanting to hit higher goals. But it didn't happen overnight. I didn't get here overnight. So therefore, now that I'm here, my muscles aren't gonna disappear overnight, if that makes sense. You can take breaks, you can still splurge, you can still indulge. If you remember, just in December, January, for 2 weeks, we were in Florida and I didn't work out, and I kind of ate what I wanted to eat there, and a lot of it wasn't healthy. But again, I'm not going to gain everything back overnight. I'm not going to lose my muscle and gain a whole bunch of weight overnight because my body is just established to where I'm at. And again, I worked my ass off to get here. You want results, you have to work more than a week. You have to work on it more than a month. You need to consistently work on yourself. Giving up is easy. Honestly it is. But then, 6 months from now, when you start back up, you're gonna look back and be like, oh damn, had I just worked on myself the last 6 months, then I would be 6 months ahead of where I'm at now. Maybe I would be at my goal. Maybe I would be hitting my goals. It just really frustrates me that people, they have the time to go out to the bars and drink, and they have the time to, go out to dinner several nights a week. But they don't have the time to work on themselves. But they sure have the time to complain about it. It's seriously my biggest pet peeve. I'm rooting for everybody, and maybe working out isn't for everybody. There's tons of different ways to work out, whether it's swimming, or I've said this before, swimming, dancing, running, jogging, fast walking, working out with your kids, doing outside workouts, HIIT workouts, circuit workouts, boxing, karate, bike riding, rollerblading. playing basketball with your kids, soccer. There's endless amounts of ways to exercise. Granted, gaining muscle is a little bit different than just like doing cardio and stuff, but starting somewhere and finding what you really love. I get bored working out, like just lifting weights. Sometimes I just strictly like go with the flow, lift weights. Some days I do HIIT. Some days I do circuit training. Some days I don't feel like doing any of that, so I will do boxing. In the summer, I will do circuits outside, like, so it's just different things. I will lift weights one day. I will use a medicine ball one day. I will use my Bowflex another day. I will, you know, use resistance bands one day. There are so many different options that you can do. It's just all about, you know, making excuses or just doing it. I too have, you know, I babysit from 6 a.m. until 4:15 p.m. I have tutoring one day a week. My kids have dance or appointments. Plus I have to go to the grocery store at some point. The husband pretty much has 2 full-time jobs. So one of them's at home, but he's super busy at his second full-time job. His second job that's at home. He's super busy with that too. So I try to like help him, or try to, you know, whatever, sit down and chit chat with him when he does have the free time. Plus I do school stuff with Ryder, and I just have to make sure everybody's in check, and the laundry, and all the house chores. You know, I am busy too, okay? Even though I'm home, 9 times out of 10, I don't have time to do stuff during the day. Half the time, it's 9 p.m., 10 p.m. before I sit down at night. Yesterday, for instance, Ryder was throwing up all night, so I slept 2 hours, not last night, but the night before, 2 hours, got up, babysat from 6 to 4, had tutoring from 4 to 5:30, and then I had a tattoo appointment. My tattoo is finally finished, my arm is super sore, and then I got God is greater, and then the highs and the lows on my wrist, which I'll show you guys that later. But yeah, this video is long enough, and it was actually supposed to be a cleaning video, and then I got too chit-chatty, so I'm going to do the cleaning video next. I'm not going to post it in this, or you guys will be watching like a 40-minute video, and that's too long. So I hope you guys stuck with me in this video. It's just a lot of feelings, and I like to be motivational and uplifting, and they're just things that, you know, I feel I have grown as a person like so much the last few months. My outlook on life, and I don't know, like the hubby jokes and says, I think you've just hit your midlife point. I just think that I just see things differently now, because I look back and I'm like, oh damn, like one of my kids are already grown. I'm never gonna have kids again. Like I can't have babies anymore. My youngest is almost 5. I will never have another baby in the house. That's, you know, mine. I will, after next year, I will never send my kid off to school for, you know, their very first time. I will never be married again, which I'm not complaining about that. I'm not complaining about these things. Like, I'm extremely grateful. I love my kids, my husband. I'm so grateful and happy, but they're just things like big life point things that I've already done, and just hit a different point in life for me to just see things different and realize things different and be thankful. And I don't know, my outlook on life is so different now. I've learned to let things go. I've learned to not let any hurtful things that people might say to me or try to rile me up. I've just learned to let go a little bit, and I know my worth, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know I can go places, and my shoulders are broad. So I stopped caring. I stopped giving a shit, and that's just care about my people in my house, and what anybody else says is they're doing. So it is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'm sorry. I know you watched the beginning and you're probably like, oh, I wanted to see a cleaning video, because I know everybody loves cleaning videos. That is what I get my most views on. But I just needed to sit down and have this chit chat, because it's just been things that have been really bothering me, and I just feel like I needed to share my thoughts and maybe help somebody else, spread awareness, spread, you know, bullying and stuff like that. So I'll stop chit chatting, and I'm gonna do the elliptical, because I still have another week until I can lift weights, and I'm so ready. But I've been doing the elliptical just to keep me moving a little bit, because if not, I get it's not so much that I get depressed, but I just get in a very dark mood and lazy and feeling very unmotivated, so I have to keep my body moving. So I'm gonna do that, and I'll stop chit-chatting, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.